Hey everyone, thank you for joining me for another video. Today I wanted to show you a record that I've just picked up today when I've had a trip into town. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is the only official Paul McCartney release that I've never heard until today. And it is the McCartney Interview from 1980. I think in America it was released in 1981. So this is released on the Columbia label, and I just wanted to do a video just to show you, because I'm guessing there'll be a lot of people who maybe know of the existence of the album but maybe haven't got a copy of it. So I thought I would take you through what this looks like, what the back cover looks like and the record, and what kind of things you'll find on here, in case it was something that you were thinking of getting yourself. Okay, so we'll take a look at this. So there's the front cover. I think you can see the whole of it there. The McCartney Interview. Real nice black and white photo there of Paul. And the rear of the album, there's quite a lot going on here, so I'll try and get you some close-ups in a moment. So first of all, we've got all this text down this side, so I'll see if I can get that to focus, and then I'll scroll up so that you can have a read of that if you wish to. So it tells you a fair bit about the album here, what the reason for it was, how it came about. Hopefully you can read all that. Pause it as you need to. And then the credits at the bottom there. It's essentially how this record came about, if you didn't read that, was these were a series of interviews that were done with Paul that were never really intended for broadcast, and you can tell that when you listen to the tapes. You can hear police cars go past. It certainly wasn't done in a recording studio. I'm guessing it was just done in maybe in his offices somewhere. And but then it was realised that actually there's some great stuff on here. Is really sort of talking about his past and his Beatles past, probably in more detail than he ever had done up until this point. So I think it was decided that they would actually release this as an album. So that's why, you know, it's not the most amazing sound quality. You're not going to buy this for the sound quality. You're going to buy it for hearing Paul talk about all these stories about his career. Let's get you the close-up of the other side. Again, let's see if we can get that to focus, and then I'll scroll up so that you can read all this. Okay, so you see all sorts of things that he discusses here. It starts off talking about McCartney 2, because that was what he'd just recorded at the time. I guess he was doing promotion for that album. But he talks about all sorts of things throughout the Beatles' career, his really early days, his influences, and then on side 2, again, a lot more stuff about the Beatles there. It's mainly Beatles, Lennon and McCartney songwriting team. He even goes on to talk about Give Ireland Back to the Irish, etc., and various songs that he's had banned. So there's quite a lot to listen to there. Now, I'd never heard this until today, but when I've listened to it, I've heard quite a few things that I've picked out where I've realised that actually I've heard these quotes when I've read them in books. So I think there's quite a few McCartney books out there potentially where when they gather their quotes on whatever topic they're discussing, they're using this album to get some of their quotes from. Now, I'm really familiar with the 1989 McCartney on McCartney series that he did for Radio 1, BBC Radio 1 with Mike Reid, around about the time Flowers in the Dirt came out. And you can see it's that kind of thing. If you're familiar with that series, this is him opening up to that kind of level in a lot of cases. So it's a really interesting listen, especially to someone like me who likes to listen to all sorts of stuff about Paul McCartney. Is very interesting. Of course, John was still alive as well at this point. It certainly would have been his last big major interviews of this scale whilst John was still alive. So that's nice to sort of bear that in mind as you're listening to it. Right, let's open this up and have a look at what's inside. So this came in just a plain white sleeve. I don't know whether this is the original sleeve or not, or whether it's been replaced. And let's have a look. It's quite a light record. It's certainly not 180 grams as a lot of records these days are. But this is side 1. Let's get you a look at that close up at the label. So it's on the Columbia label. We've got the McCartney Interview complete. Okay, and side 2, which is pretty much identical. Okay. I'd like to give a shout out to Crash Records in Leeds on the Hedgerow, where I bought this from today. It was a nice surprise. I just went in there to have a little look round and spotted this, and it's probably the first time I've really seen it in a record shop before. So as soon as I saw it, I thought, I'm having that. And if anybody's remotely interested, £10 is what I paid for this today, and it's in really good condition. I'm very happy with it, and hopefully if you're somebody who's thinking of getting this album and sort of wondered what it's about, hopefully this has helped with being able to read the text on the back of the album in particular. If you've got any comments about this album, if you've heard it yourself, if you're familiar with it, let us know what you think, or if you've got any questions, I'll see if I can answer them. And that's it. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully see you again in another video sometime. Thank you.